I'm going to show you how I animated for 1 year while having zero experience and how you can too. 1 year ago, I knew nothing about animation. No experience, no training, no bitches, no future, no... The only experience I had in drawing at all was tracing pictures on my laptop screen with pencil and paper. But today, I'm here to show you just how far you can come in a year if you take the leap and have faith in yourself. So whether you're just starting out, looking for inspiration, or just curious about what it's like to dive into animation as a complete beginner, stick around. I'm about to break down everything I've learned over the past year, the programs, the hardware, and the challenges I've faced and how to overcome them. So let's rewind to where it all began. I started this journey with a simple dream: to tell stories through animation, and to do that, I needed to choose a software. Not to mention, I needed to figure out what I was even going to draw on. While there are a bunch of paid options, I wanted to see if I enjoyed animating in the first place. So after researching different ones, I narrowed it down to two options: OpenToons and Krita. Both are open source softwares and so are free to download and use both commercially and for non-commercial projects. I chose Krita though to start with, but after trying both, I'd say OpenToons is more animation friendly. Not to mention, it's the software used by Studio Ghibli. Eventually, I started using Adobe Animate because I was gifted a year-long subscription, but after a year of using it, I'd say OpenToons is actually better and I'm gonna start using that again. In terms of hardware, I started and still use my PC, which has a GTX 760 for its GPU, which came out in 2013, and for the level I need, it's more than enough, but does have some limitations I'll mention later on. I also use an Inspiron tablet from Huion. Although it comes with various pen tips and a multitude of buttons, I find the basic one is fine, and I'd say even that I'd use a more basic one if I could. When it came time to actually animate, I had a ton of ideas in my head, as you've probably seen playing in the background. An early struggle, however, was that the final product never lived up to the image I had conceived in my mind. At the beginning, I chalked it up to being a beginner, and in the grand scheme of things, I still am. But eventually, became quite frustrating and demotivating. Something I did to help this was to try and focus on one skill or one technique at a time. Each scene I tried to animate. The animation as a whole may not be better than the last, but as long as I improved 1% on the spotlighted skill, then I took that as one step along my journey. Burnout is something everyone will feel, whether it's block on creativity, physical exhaustion, or mental fatigue of repeating the same process day in, day out. When I started my journey on TikTok, I committed to animating every day for as long as I can, and I'll give you time to guess how long that actually lasted. If you guessed 28 days, then you're right. Not even 1 month in, and I was ready to give up. I just lost all motivation to animate and found no joy in something I was initially staying up until 3 a.m. doing because it was so much fun. The way I overcame burnout so early on was, first, to take breaks. It might feel like stepping away will slow your progress, but trust me, sometimes the best thing you can do is let your brain reset. Even a short walk or doing something unrelated to animation can work wonders. If you've ever been to the gym, then you know you need rest to let your muscle fibers rebuild themselves. Animation and your brain is not any different. Burnout happens. You can't avoid it, and you can pretend it doesn't exist. That being said, it doesn't have to stop you. It's all about finding a balance and keeping your passion alive. In terms of how to improve, at the beginning of your journey, and I think this is what I did at least, it's totally fine to animate what you want, how you want, and whichever way you want. But eventually, you will need to learn the basics. Learning, focusing, and constantly practicing the 12 animation principles will do wonders, as you subconsciously have them ingrained in your everyday routine when animating. If you're looking for more in-depth tips about how to make your animations more realistic and easier to make, you might enjoy this video right here. If you're looking for more tips on how to break through artist block and how to commit to your New Year's resolutions, you might enjoy this video right here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next project.